All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I'm Sunil Verma and with me is Vaibhav Jyotsana Srivastav. The headlines. Government invites farmers for next round of talks. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to hold virtual summit with his Vietnamese counterpart today. COVID-19 recovery rate improves to 95.51% in the country. European countries ban flights from Britain due to more infectious new strain of coronavirus. And government approves inclusion of 4 indigenous sports in Khelo India Youth Games 2021. As the nation fights the COVID-19 pandemic, we begin with a message of precaution to stay safe and protected by following these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, and focus on hand and face hygiene. And now the news in detail. The government has asked farmers to choose a date for next round of talks. In a letter to farmer unions, Joint Secretary in the Agriculture Ministry, Vivek Agrawal, urged them for a dialogue to resolve the issue. He said the centre is making all efforts to find an appropriate solution to resolve all the issues raised by the farmers with an open mind. Mr. Agrawal said government intends to convene the next meeting at Vigyan Bhavan in New Delhi for resolving the issue. He also mentioned that the government held meetings with several other farmers' organizations and sought their suggestions on the matter. The 6th round of talks between farmers and the government was cancelled after farmers' leaders rejected the government's draft proposal to amend certain provisions of the farm laws and declined to participate in the meeting. Farmers from western Uttar Pradesh have extended their support to the new farm laws. A delegation of Hind Mazdoor Kisan Samiti HMKS met Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar and submitted a representation extending their support to the new farm laws. HMKS Secretary Satish said, the association fully supports the new farm laws that are in the interest of the farming community and will end farmers' exploitation at the hands of middlemen. He said HMKS urged the government to consider some amendments in the new law to ensure that the MSP procurement continues, farmers have the freedom to sell their produce within and outside mandis, and that contract farming should be on crops, not on farmland.
Union Minister of State for Home Affairs Nityanand Rai has blamed those protesting against the new farm laws of sabotaging the supply of provisions to the military units deployed at critical strategic locations, including in Ladakh. Lashing out at the opposition for fueling the agitation, Mr. Rai said that people with vested interests are misguiding the farmers, even as the government conceded to the logical demands. Addressing a gathering of farmers and party workers in Patna, he strongly defended the new farm laws. Mr. Rai said no one can dupe farmers while Prime Minister Narendra Modi is at the helm of affairs. Union Minister General V.K. Singh has said that the actual farmers are welcoming the recent 3 central legislations on agriculture. He interacted with farmers in Thanjavur and Tamil Nadu yesterday to explain about the various features of the legislation. Ahead of the Kisan Sammelan, he told reporters that the ongoing farmers' agitations are politically motivated. He said the NDA government is committed to ensure the welfare of the farmers. He reiterated that the minimum support price MSP mechanism will continue and that the contract farming is intended to benefit the farmers. He said they are now freed from the mandis to sell their products anywhere in the country.
Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has said that opposition political parties that do not want development of the country are misguiding farmers on the agriculture laws. He said that the union and the state governments are always stepping for the welfare of farmers. Mr. Yogi was addressing farmers gathering at Narendra Dev Agriculture and Technology University, Kumarganj at Ayodhya yesterday. He said that the way to progress and development of the country goes through the fields of farmers. Hence, it is the top priority of government to make the farmers prosperous and happy. In the ongoing Kharif marketing season 2020-21, the government continues to procure Kharif 2020-21 crops at its MSP from farmers as per its existing MSP schemes. Paddy procurement for Kharif 2020-21 has progressed smoothly in the procuring 15 states and 2 UTs, with purchase of nearly 413 lakh metric tons of paddy till Saturday against the last year corresponding purchase of over 337 lakh metric tons, showing an increase of 22.25% over last year. Out of the total purchase, Punjab alone has purchased 202.77 lakh metric tons till the close of procurement season in the state on the 30th of last month, which is 49.1% of total procurement in the country.
In Bihar, neither land possession certificate, LPC, nor receipt is required for paddy procurement in the state. Farmers have to put only particulars of land on website and they will be automatically registered to sell paddy. The farmers who are not owners of the land do not need to submit affidavits. Chief Minister Nitish Kumar said that these steps have been taken for maximum paddy procurement from the farmers. The paddy procurement target for the current season has been fixed to 45 lakh metric tons. 2.25 lakh metric paddy has already been procured. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will hold a virtual summit with his Vietnamese counterpart Nguyen Xuan Phuc today. During the summit, the two leaders will exchange views on wide-ranging bilateral, regional and global issues and provide guidance for the future development of India-Vietnam Comprehensive Strategic Partnership. In 2020, both countries continued the high-level exchanges. Vice President of Vietnam, Ms. Dang Thi Ngoc Thinh, came to India in February this year on an official visit. Both Prime Ministers had a telephonic conversation on the 13th of April this year to discuss the situation arising out of the COVID-19 pandemic. The 17th edition of the Joint Commission meeting, virtually co-chaired by the two foreign ministers, was held on 25th August 2020. Defence Minister held an online meeting with his counterpart on the 27th of last month. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address the India-Japan Samvad conference today. In a tweet, BJP said that Mr. Modi will address the conference at 9:30 in the morning.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will deliver the inaugural address at the India International Science Festival IISF 2020 tomorrow through video conferencing. Union Minister for Science and Technology and Earth Sciences, Dr. Harshvardhan, will also be present on the occasion. To promote scientific temper in society, the Ministry of Science and Technology and Ministry of Earth Sciences, in association with Vigyan Bharti, conceptualized the India International Science Festival. Launched in 2015, IISF is a celebration to promote science and technology. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address the centenary celebrations of Aligarh Muslim University tomorrow via video conferencing. The Prime Minister will also release a postal stamp during the event. Chancellor of the university, Sayyidina Mufazzal Saifuddin, and Education Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank will also be present on the occasion. Union Home Minister Amit Shah said, conferring Nobel Prize on Rabindranath, the Nobel Committee must have felt honoured, as Rabindranath's creation, including poetry and literature, was much larger than the prize itself. On the second day of his West Bengal visit in Shantiniketan, Mr. Shah told this in a press conference after holding a meeting with the Vice-Chancellor of Vishwabharati University. During his visit in Shantiniketan Ashram, he said the poet was also an inspiration to the country's two great leaders, Mahatma Gandhi and Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, and added that he was very fortunate to visit this great institution which was founded by the poet. Amit Shah yesterday paid floral tributes to poet Rabindranath Tagore at Rabindra Bhavan on the campus of Vishwabharati University in Birbhum district of West Bengal. Amit Shah has assured that if the BJP comes to power in West Bengal, it will build a golden Bengal within 5 years. Condemning the attack on BJP President JP Nadda during his visit to West Bengal, Amit Shah said it is a brutal attack on democracy also.
कुछ दिनों पहले हमारे राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष के बंगाल दौरे के वक्त तृणमूल कांग्रेस के कार्यकर्ताओं ने जिस प्रकार से उन पर हमला किया था, भारतीय जनता पार्टी इसकी निंदा करती है और व्यक्तिगत तौर पर मैं भी इसकी निंदा करता हूं। हम पार्टी के सभी कार्यकर्ता मानते हैं कि लोकतंत्र में सभी को अपनी आवाज उठाने का हक होना चाहिए, जनता तक अपनी आवाज पहुंचाने का हक होना चाहिए और शासन में होते हैं उनकी ये जिम्मेदारी होती है कि वो सुनिश्चित करें कि सभी राजनीतिक दल अपनी बात को जनता तक पहुंचा पाए। और मैं मानता हूं कि भारत के सबसे बड़े दल भारतीय जनता पार्टी के अध्यक्ष पर हमला केवल भारतीय जनता पार्टी के अध्यक्ष पर हमला नहीं है, बंगाल के अंदर लोकतंत्र की जो व्यवस्था है उस पर हमला।
As a major relief to senior citizens, the life certificate submission date has been extended for pensioners up to February 28th the next year. Minister of Personnel Dr. Jitendra Singh informed this. Our correspondent reports this important concession for central government pensioners has been made by the Department of Pension and Pensioners Welfare in view of the difficulties faced by the elder citizens in the wake of COVID-19 pandemic. The provisional payroll data of EPFO was released yesterday. It reveals that EPFO has added 11.55 lakh net subscribers in the month of October this year. Despite the COVID-19 pandemic, EPFO has added around 39.33 lakh subscribers during the current financial year from April to October 2020. The data published comprises of members who have joined during the month and whose contribution has been received by EPFO for the wage month.
Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan will distribute an interest-free loan of 10,000 rupees each under the Chief Minister Rural Street Vendor Scheme to about 20,000 street vendors today. In this program, organized through virtual medium in Minto Hall, Bhopal, the Chief Minister will also interact with some beneficiaries through video conferencing. Our Bhopal correspondent has filed this report.
Chief Minister Rural Street Vendor Scheme has been implemented on the line of Pradhan Mantri Urban Street Vendor Scheme PM Swanidhi in the rural areas of the state. Under the Chief Minister Rural Street Vendor Scheme, small vendors including fruit vegetable sellers, carpenters, porters, weavers, washermen are giving an interest-free loan of rupees 10,000 each for their work. The Madhya Pradesh government has also operating Kamgar Setu portal for the welfare of the street vendors, on which more than 8,52,000 beneficiaries have been registered so far. Out of these, loan cases of more than 80,000 beneficiaries have been approved and loan amounts have also been disbursed to more than 40,000 beneficiaries. Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Bhopal.
The winter session of the Chhattisgarh Legislative Assembly will begin from today. The session will have 7 sittings and conclude on December the 30th. Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel will present the supplementary budget for fiscal 2020-21 during the session. The 3-day winter session of Uttarakhand Assembly will begin today. The government will present the state's supplementary budget of 4,069 crore rupees. Speaker Premchand Agrawal said MLAs will have to carry a COVID-19 test negative report with them to attend the session. In our special series Year-Ender 2020, today we bring you a report on Swachh Bharat Mission. The Narendra Modi government has laid a lot of emphasis on making Clean India or Swachh Bharat a mass movement. Inaugurating the Rashtriya Swachhata Kendra in New Delhi on 8th August this year, Prime Minister Narendra Modi had said that Swachh Bharat Abhiyan has brought about a permanent change in social consciousness and behavior of the people. He said, cleanliness drive has been a big support in the fight against coronavirus.
देश के बच्चे बच्चे में पर्सनल और सोशल हाइजीन को लेकर जो चेतना पैदा हुई, उसका बहुत बड़ा लाभ कोरोना के विरुद्ध लड़ाई में भी मिल रहा है। जब भारत की 60% आबादी खुले में शौच के लिए मजबूर थी, स्वच्छाग्रह ने कोरोना के खिलाफ लड़ाई में हमें बहुत बड़ा सहारा दिया है।
Very nice. Talking exclusively to AIR News, Secretary, Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation, UP Singh said that Swachh Bharat Mission has played a significant role in disease control. He said it has also played an important role during COVID period.
स्वच्छ भारत मिशन में करीब 10 करोड़ से ज्यादा टॉयलेट बनाए गए, उनका सदुपयोग भी सुनिश्चित किया गया और इससे सैनिटेशन को काफी बढ़ावा मिला है। और जैसा कि सब जानते हैं, चाहे कोविड महामारी हो या दूसरी तरह की बीमारियां हो, स्वच्छ जल की उपलब्धता और सैनिटेशन, इन दोनों ने अपनी बहुत महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभाई है।
Our correspondent reports that people's participation has made Swachh Bharat Mission the world's largest behavior change program.
The Swachh Bharat Abhiyan is the most significant cleanliness campaign by the government. It has transformed rural sanitation in the country and has changed the behavior of over 60 crore people from open defecation to using a toilet. The mission has focused on rural and urban areas separately and played a crucial role in ensuring sanitation in the country. India has received high praise from the international community for this and set a precedent for the rest of the world to follow. Since the launch of Swachh Bharat mission in 2014, more than 10 crore 73 lakh individual toilets have been constructed across the country. Rural areas in all the states have declared themselves open defecation free (ODF) on 2nd October last year. 35 states and union territories have been declared open defecation free. More than 6 lakh villages have been declared ODF villages. The sanitation coverage in the rural areas of the country has increased to 100%, which was over 38% during the launch of the mission. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Swachh Bharat has become very crucial, reminding people of how crucial sanitation and hygiene are to prevent diseases. Hand washing has become an effective tool to prevent COVID-19 and other diseases. Due to the concerted efforts of the government, hand hygiene has now become a Jan Andolan in the post-COVID world. People have now become aware that if they have to keep diseases at bay, they must ensure proper hygiene. Swachh Bharat mission is now in its second phase, aiming to take India's villages from open defecation-free ODF to ODF+, with a strong focus on sustaining ODF status and ensuring solid and liquid waste management for all. With Dipendra Kumar, Suparna Saikia, AIR News, Delhi.
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Government invites farmers for next round of talks. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to hold virtual summit with his Vietnamese counterpart today. COVID-19 recovery rate improves to 95.51% in the country. European countries ban flights from Britain due to more infectious new strain of coronavirus. And government approves inclusion of 4 indigenous sports in Khelo India Youth Games 2021. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
The country's COVID-19 recovery rate has improved to an impressive 95.51% as more than 29,000 people recovered from COVID in the past 24 hours. The Health Ministry said the total number of recoveries has gone up to over 95,80,000. The actual caseload currently comprises only 3.04% of the total positive cases. Presently, the total number of active cases in the country is around 3,05,000. During the past 24 hours, 26,624 new cases were reported, taking the total number of positive cases in the country to over 1,31,000. The Health Minister, Dr. Harshvardhan, said India has crossed the 16 crore COVID-19 tests milestone.
1 मिलियन से 1.5 मिलियन के बीच में रोज टेस्ट हो रहे हैं। 16 करोड़ से ज्यादा टेस्ट भारत में हो गए हैं। केसेस पर मिलियन, डेथ्स पर मिलियन, टेस्ट पर मिलियन, कोई भी पैरामीटर आंकड़े से दुनिया से कंपेयर करेंगे तो आप देखेंगे कि भारत बेहतर है। इतनी बड़ी मात्रा में देश ने पीपीई की, N95 मास्क की, वेंटिलेटर्स की, दवाइयां, ये सब चीजें उपलब्ध कराई हैं और आज दुनिया के दूसरे देशों को हम देने की स्थिति में है। वैक्सीन भी हम आने वाले महीनों में 30 करोड़ भारत के लोगों को अपने इंडिजिनस वैक्सीन, यानी हम वैक्सीन के प्रोडक्शन के मामले में, वैक्सीन की रिसर्च के मामले में भी आत्मनिर्भरता की ओर प्रधानमंत्री जी के मंत्र के अनुरूप सफलता प्राप्त कर रहे हैं।
The government today said that India has one of the lowest COVID-19 deaths per million population globally, which stands at 105. In a tweet, the Health Ministry said focused measures including targeted testing, early identification, timely isolation and prompt hospitalization and standard treatment protocol have ensured that daily fatalities are under 400.
The government has said that the COVID-19 vaccine introduced in India will be as effective as any vaccine developed by other countries. The Health Ministry has come out with a series of frequently asked questions about COVID-19 vaccine on various aspects. Our correspondent reports that various phases of vaccine trials are undertaken to ensure its safety and efficacy.
Health Ministry has said that safety and efficacy of vaccine will be ensured through various phases of vaccine trials, and only then a vaccine will be introduced. The COVID-19 vaccine will be safe and effective but may have minor side effects like fever, pain, etc. at the injection site. These effects can happen in any vaccine. States have been asked to start making arrangements to deal with any COVID-19 vaccine-related side effect as one of the measures to a safe vaccine delivery among the masses. Anupam Mishra, AR News, Delhi.
In Bihar, the World Heritage Site Mahavira in Bodh Gaya has been opened from today as per normal schedule from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. The 80 feet Buddha statue in the heritage town has also been opened for visitors. The Uttar Pradesh government is working systematically to control the coronavirus infection in the state. More than 1.5 lakh beds have been added to various hospitals to meet the challenge. So far, more than 2.24 crore COVID-19 tests have been conducted in the state. UP tops the list of states in conducting corona tests. More from our Lucknow correspondent.
1,34,633 samples were tested yesterday. Additional Chief Secretary Health Amit Mohan Prasad told yesterday that during the last 24 hours, 1,247 new patients were detected. The recovery rate of corona has increased to 95.57%. eSanjeevani portal has been started for the treatment of COVID patients and proved very useful. A total of 2,94,778 people have received medical consultation through the eSanjeevani portal so far. Training of medical staff for proper vaccination of corona at district level is underway. MS Yadav, Area News, Lucknow.
In Odisha, COVID-19 continues to contract, with the state's current active caseload being 2,697, while the state's total caseload has increased to 3,26,233. COVID-19 recovery too has gone up to 3,21,647. More from our Odisha correspondent.
Over 6.6 million sample tests that the state has conducted thus far has thrown up a positivity rate of 4.94%, while the Delhi addition of new cases fall within the range of 300 to 400 for the last few days. About an equal number of patients are also recovering from the infection. In terms of districts, more than half of the total 30 districts have reported fresh cases in single digit each during the last 24 hours, the highest being 50 from Angul district. Girish Chandra Das, AIR News, Bhubaneswar.
Gujarat recorded 1,010 new cases during the last 24 hours. The recovery rate has further improved to 93.13%. More from our Ahmedabad correspondent.
The total number of COVID-19 cases detected so far in Gujarat has reached up to 2,35,299. Out of this, 2,19,125 patients recovered. More than 90,53,000 tests have been carried out till date. Maximum 215 new cases reported from Ahmedabad, while Surat recorded 166 new cases. At present, total active cases are 11,940, out of which 61 patients are on ventilator. 7 patients died yesterday. Yogesh Pandya, AR News, Ahmedabad.
A number of European countries have imposed travel bans on the UK after it reported a more infectious coronavirus variant. Ireland, Germany, France, Italy, the Netherlands and Belgium have decided to halt flights. A European Union meeting today will discuss a more coordinated response to the new challenge. The new variant has spread quickly in London and southeast England. Prime Minister Boris Johnson has introduced a new Tier 4 level of restrictions for these areas, scrapping a planned relaxation of rules over the Christmas period. The Health Ministry has called an urgent meeting of its Joint Monitoring Group today to discuss the emergence of a mutated variant of the coronavirus in the United Kingdom. Joint Monitoring Group, JMG, chaired by the Director General of Health Services, DGHS, will meet this morning to discuss the issue of the mutated variant of the coronavirus reported from the UK. WHO's India representative, Dr. Rodrigo H. Offrin, who is also a member of the JMG, is also likely to be a part of the meeting. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson has said that the fast-moving new variant of the coronavirus is 70% more infectious and appears to be driving the rapid spread in London and southern England.
The Sports Ministry has approved the inclusion of 4 indigenous games to be a part of Khelo India Youth Games 2021, scheduled to take place in Haryana. The games include Gatka, Kalaripayattu, Thangta and Malakhamb. Speaking about the decision, Sports Minister Kiren Rijiju said, India has a rich heritage of indigenous sports and it is a priority for the Sports Ministry to preserve, promote and popularize these games. He said there is no better platform than the Khelo India Games where athletes of these games can compete. The minister said the games have huge popularity and is telecast across the country by Star Sports. He expressed confidence that in the 2021 Khelo India Youth Games, these 4 disciplines along with Yogasana will get their much-deserved attention among sports enthusiasts and the youth of the country. Mr. Rijiju said in the coming years we will be able to add more indigenous sports at the Khelo Games. Most parts of Himachal Pradesh are experiencing biting cold. The tribal district Lahaul Spiti's administrative centre, Keylong, continued to be the coldest place in the state at -11 degrees Celsius. In Odisha, mercury continues to plummet over several districts. According to the forecast by Bhubaneswar-based Meteorological Centre, cold wave conditions will likely to prevail over many districts during the next 24 hours. It has issued orange warning of severe cold wave conditions for 6 districts and yellow warning of cold wave conditions for another 16 districts. Meanwhile, the temperature dipped below 10 degrees Celsius in about 1/3 of the districts of the state during the last 24 hours.
Now, let us take a look at the weather forecast for today. The national capital will experience fog and mist in the morning and partly cloudy sky later as the minimum temperature dipped to 7 degrees Celsius while the maximum is expected to be around 21 degrees Celsius. In Mumbai, the sky will be clear. The minimum temperature was 22 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 34 degrees Celsius. Chennai is expected to witness generally partly cloudy sky. The temperature will hover between 26 and 30 degrees Celsius. Kolkata will have mainly clear sky. The temperature will vary between 12 and 23 degrees Celsius. On to the north in Srinagar, generally cloudy sky with light rain is expected. The minimum temperature was -2 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be around 7 degrees. In Jammu, the lower level of temperature was 4 degrees Celsius, while the upper level will be around 18 degrees. The city may witness mainly clear sky becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. In Gilgit, generally cloudy sky with light rain is expected. The temperature will hover between -4 and 7 degrees Celsius. In Muzaffarabad, the sky will be generally cloudy. The temperature will hover between 4 and 15 degrees Celsius.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. New strain of COVID virus in the UK makes front page news in many dailies. New UK virus strain triggers alarms, curbs, writes Hindustan Times. Government concerned over new UK COVID strain, reports The Statesman. India to review UK mutation data today, headlines The Tribune. Weekly COVID cases in India dropped to 17%, the steepest decline so far, writes The Times of India. Hospitalized COVID-19 male patients have 30% greater risk of dying than women, according to a study, writes The Pioneer. Government invites farm leaders for more talks at a date of their choosing, is the headline in the Indian Express. Nepal opposition cries foul as PM Oli gets house dissolved. Polls in April-May, reports the Asian Age. Nepal set to face fresh elections, headlines The Hindu. Finally, serious chill in Delhi's air at 3.4 degrees Celsius, writes Hindustan Times. At 3.4 degrees Celsius, Delhi records coldest day of the season, is the headline in The Hindu. Warmer days ahead, says IMD, reports The Tribune.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has greeted Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy on his birthday. In a tweet, Mr. Modi prayed for a healthy and long life to Mr. Jagan Mohan Reddy. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Government invites farmers for next round of talks. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to hold virtual summit with his Vietnamese counterpart today. COVID-19 recovery rate improves to 95.51% in the country. European countries ban flights from Britain due to more infectious new strain of coronavirus. And government approves inclusion of 4 indigenous sports in Khelo India Youth Games 2021. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.com and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.